What up, Dokkaners? Currently, the world is reacting, reeling, processing. What else? What other words? Adjectives, verbs, whatever you want to call it. People are still trying to process what happened with the Part 2 announcement video, where we finally learned that it's going to be Spirit Sword Trunks, and it's going to be Super Saiyan Future Gohan. Now, today's video is not about that. We've already talked about that. And I have a reaction / meme review video cooking. I'm planning on doing a video on this. I haven't done this sort of thing before, but if you guys have any cool memes regarding Goku Black, Trunks, you know, all of this worldwide download stuff for Dokkan, then post your Dokkan memes on this tweet right here. I'm going to link this in the pinned comment. Go to it, click it, follow me on Twitter, by the way, and post your memes. Wherever you find these memes, you know, if you got it from the subreddit or whatever, post those memes in here. I want to see if we can make a fun video out of this, so definitely do that. And also subscribe to the second channel. But now let's talk about the banner's release. Also, in terms of the banner, we don't know necessarily if the banner is going to be joint or separated as of yet. So for those of you who might be saying, Toon, it is joint, we saw because of this means nothing, people. We've had this before. In fact, we got this during the 8-year anniversary, and we already know that this was not a joint banner. These were separate banners. So this means absolutely nothing. Don't use this as a justification for confirming that the banners are going to be joint, because they're not. So that being said, let's talk about the banner's release. So last year, I did this whole like side-by-side comparison of the dates, and up until now, I was actually looking pretty good. And actually, to be fair, I did cheat. So let me change this back. This was my original prediction for the Part 2 banner release. Now, the reason for me saying it was going to be the 13th at 9 p.m. was based on a number of factors, but the main one, when you look at this, was the simple fact that the delta between the start of Part 2 and the banner's release was 6 days. Now, I didn't take into question the actual days themselves, like what day was this, what day was that. Maybe that's why this is only 6 days and not 7 days after this. But now, with the fact that they said it is scheduled to be available on the 14th of September PST, that basically deconfirms this. This is not going to happen because I live in the Pacific time zone. So we are not currently in PST, we are in PDT. So for example, if they were to say that the banners drop September 14th at 1 a.m. PST, that basically means 2 a.m. PDT. So that being said, when will the banner release now? Well, since it's going to be the 14th, I feel like the two most logical times for it to drop would be somewhere around 1 a.m. PDT. So basically as it becomes midnight, because in the past we have had that. They don't tell us the time because it basically means at the start of September 14th, that is when the banner will release. So that could mean stroke of midnight, September 14th, which translates to 1 a.m. PDT, which doesn't quite line up with last year's, you know, in terms of the dates, but it never had to, right? Dokkan is very imperfect in terms of like symmetry, precedent, and all that stuff. They've proven time and time again they are unpredictable. So trying to do any sort of prediction based on that, you have to know what you're in for, right? So I think this is probably my new best prediction on the 14th at 1 a.m. PDT. Of course, another possible date would be later on that day, as the 14th is slowly becoming the 15th. So if we were to say around like 9 p.m. PDT on the 14th, this also works because if we look at some major dates here, well, this is last year's dates. Yeah, this is last year on the 14th at 9 p.m. PDT. It falls in line with that to a T. So that could be one. Also, that gives players about 4 hours. Yeah, about 4 hours to buy the new deals. Because if we look here on the 14th at 9 p.m., that's when the banner released. 2 hours prior, the stone sales released. So if they're going to try to push the same thing this time, the stone sales are going to be ending on the 13th, right around 8 a.m. PDT. So that gives about a day, maybe. Actually, this really strengthens my theory about 1 a.m. now. So never mind. I'm going to change this back. But, you know, assuming this is when the stone sales end, that gives about maybe like a full day of no new sales. Dokkan can't be doing that. They need to push their product, right? They need the stone sales. They need those deals. So the sooner they can get those stone sales up and running, the better. So assuming the 14th at 1 a.m. is when the banner releases, then we could see the stone sales dropping as early as reset on the 13th, which makes sense. And that also kind of falls in line with what I did last year. 2 hours after reset started for Part 2. Did Part 2 actually start on the 14th? I mean, sorry, no, it was a week later, but like, you know, a couple hours after the reset for that specific day, where like the second half of Part 2 started, the stone sales came out. So that would work. So I am going to now change my prediction to this. I was originally going to say more like the 14th at 9 p.m. I think this probably makes more sense. But of course, if I'm wrong in the end, who's surprised, right? we basically pushed the hours ahead by what, 4 hours? I originally said 13th at 9 p.m. We're pushing this up by 4 hours. I will let you guys know for sure when we find out, because the only way that we do find out is by a data download. The data download has to drop for us to learn exactly what the timestamp is that is associated with the new unit. Now, speaking of data download, big shout out to Proton for helping me find these tweets from last year. So follow him on Twitter at Proton10MG. Okay, thank you. Last year, 8:21 p.m., September 13th, 2022, about 24 hours before the banner's release last year, that is when JP's data download kicked in for the new Part 2 summonable LRs. This is what we got for JP, and then Global got the same data download about 4 hours later, but again, that's basically a full day before the banner's release. So, assuming September 14th, 1 a.m. PDT, still not confirmed, is in fact going to be releasing, then if we subtract 24 hours from that, that would mean the September 13th at 1 a.m. PDT. I am posting this video on September 12th during the day. So about half a day after this video gets posted, or maybe later, we could be seeing the data downloads start to drop for the JP side of the game and the global side of the game. Once that happens, I will make a follow-up video going over the data download and going over precisely when the banner release date is confirmed to be. But in the meantime, I wanted to make this one because I know that some of you guys are probably scrambling out there trying to figure out when the banner releases, hoping to find something from someone. So this is the best that I can give you. Can't give you a guarantee, but this is the best I got. So hopefully this can keep you guys, you know, I guess satiated or, you know, satisfied until we get the banner's release. If you are going to be summoning, which based on what I've been seeing on Twitter, I'm not so sure, but regardless, I can't wait to check out these memes. So please post whatever memes you got in here as well. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on the state of the Dokkan Part 2 with these 2 units releasing, the sub EZAs, the timing. When do you think the timing is going to be occurring for these new summonable LRs? Are you guys happy or sad? Are there any new developments that you'd like to discuss regarding the Part 2 units? Let me know your thoughts overall in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you'll let us know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! If you're wondering why I am solo energy, it is because it is incredibly late. In fact, the sun is rising and I haven't yet slept. So thank you, Dokkan, for once again ruining my schedule and compromising my sleep. I'm gonna go night-night. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and forgot the outro. Goodbye.